Welcome on board. You are coming on board my ship, and I will take you to a voyage which you will learn how to live long and prosper. The four things I'm going to teach you is meditation, eating the right kind of food, and breathing the right way, and having loving emotions. I'm not going to teach you, I'm going to share you my experience, and you can take it from there that it is going to be a good thing to do, because you owe it to yourself, if you love yourself, to look after yourself, look after your body, look after your brain, look after your stomach, everything. But first, who am I? I am Captain Whitebeard, and I dropped anchor here in Toronto, Thornhill, in a long time ago. After sailing the high seas for about 30 years, yes, went along all the way, and so many stories to tell you, but that's a subject. You see, hear my podcast, I have, all my sea stories are there. Yes, that's true. Now I'm going to tell you about myself, actually. I am a retired Marine captain on very large crude carriers. You know, very large crude carriers means they're about 1,500 feet long, about 200 feet wide, and 100 feet deep. And they carry about 350,000 tons of oil. Yeah. And I am supposed to be, I call myself a sailor, banker, farmer, and educator. After my sailing days, I had a financial company here for 15 years. I ran it well and I sold it. Then I was a farmer, I grew cucumbers in the greenhouse. Nice experience. And of course, my favorite is educating, because I want to teach what I've learned to other people so they can benefit from them. This is a shortcut, a life hack, if you may add. You don't have to find the way. I found the way, and if you like it, you should follow it. And you will enjoy and be grateful to your own self that you did it. So let's go ahead. I have been meditating for the last 30 years. On the ship I used to meditate a lot, and of course here I've been continuing doing it. But I learned meditation in Rishikesh, where I learned it from the masters, the Himalayan masters. This type of meditation is exactly what Buddha did, and what meditation started off with this. Now there are many wings of meditation, they call it many things, but what exactly is meditation, we'll cover it down below. And then I am husband and father of 3, I've got 2 kids, and I'm also a licensed life coach. I did that just for fun, but just to see what they knew that I didn't. But mine is mostly, I'm an autodidact, I am self-taught, and I'm sharing that with you. And the most important thing, I plan to live to 108. Yes, you heard it right, 108. Why not 109, why not 110? I don't know, but 108 is the figure. And I will tell you how I want to go. I would have played my morning tennis game, come have a nice breakfast, sit in meditation, and depart my body. And they'll find me sitting and gone. That's how I want to go. And come along with the journey. I'm going to be there for a long time. So whatever I'm telling you, I'm accountable. Talk to me. See what you know, want to know, and let's go and see what we're going to discuss. Okay, here we go. You are a galaxy. You all are a galaxy. By that I mean you are 35 trillion cells in your body. Yes, 35 trillion. There are more cells in your body than the stars in the universe. Yes. Every human being has got about that many, 35 trillion. Well, it could be plus or minus a trillion. I don't know. I haven't counted them, but that's what they say. And that's true. That's true. But don't get excited, and you don't even go into that area. I must tell you something else. You have 50 trillion germs and microbes in your body. Everyone, 50 trillion. That's more than your 35 trillion. Are you host to the germs, or germs are host to you? They seem to be more in number. And if they become 65 trillion, then you cease to exist. You die. They take over. And you go back to the ashes and to the soil and to the cell from where you came as recycled stardust. It's just a temporary period you are here. And you want to make that temporary period as joyful as possible. And being healthy is part of joy. It's 85% of the joy. If you're unhealthy and if you're joyful in other ways, it's no good. You have to be healthy. That is the most important thing. If you do that, we're making you 85% more joyful. Okay, another piece of tidbit which you should know is that every day 50 billion cells are created, and 50 billion cells die every day out of the 35 trillion. And this is nothing new. This is a natural process called apoptosis. It goes on continuously. You are not what you were 5 years ago because you have changed nearly 90% of all your cells. And of course, which cell goes where? How does anybody know? Your DNA knows that. That's a blueprint. It's a blueprint of all the cells. Where they go, what their duty is. So when it's reproduced, it comes out exactly to the same place and it continues. But there could be cases where it doesn't reproduce exactly the way it's supposed to be as per DNA, and then you call it a mutant cell, and then you know what it's called. But we come to that later. At this moment, we are talking about the changing physiology of your body, which is temporary in nature, and you want to increase the lifespan by understanding what the body is. Okay, after all this, the only thing nourishing all this process, the new cells being born, the existing cells being nourished, and the dead cells are taken away to the extremities for expulsion. How does that take place? You see, there is one thing which does all these three things, and that is blood. Yes, it is blood. The most important ingredient your body has. Blood gives nutrients, takes away waste, nourishes and everything. And if your blood supply, and I'm talking about oxygenated blood supply, and also nutrient-rich blood supply, which brings the nutrients back and into the system. So blood is what is the most important thing for your entire body to function properly. So, by definition, my sailor definition, optimum blood circulation. If blood circulation is increased in the body, you can prevent many diseases and atrophy of body cells. That's the wastage. This will slow down your aging process. That's understood. Slow down your aging process. There, in the end, will be good health because you don't have disease. It will be good health. And if you have good health continuously, it's called longevity. And that's the basis of our whole talk today, is longevity unleashed. We are unleashing our longevity. If you don't like to live long, you come and talk to me. But you have to live healthy. You have to live healthy, and as a byproduct, you're going to live long. So you have no choice. Let's go for the healthy part. As the body will be in peak condition, your thoughts will be pleasant and productive. You'll not be wasting time thinking about stupid things. You don't have time to think about fear, time of thinking of not having to do certain things. You'll be always positive, because this is what meditation is a byproduct of, that your mind becomes focused. You don't stay with the fluff, you go to the meat of the thing. You don't waste time on the periphery of the problem, you go straight to the actual action plan. So, having said that, the summary of this whole course addresses how we can improve blood flow. How can we improve blood flow? There are many ways of improving it, and there are 4 basic ways. We're going to discuss all 4 of them. And that's the basis of good health and longevity. We will address how to adopt each process into our life for maximum benefit. But this is subject to a different course where we are going to discuss in detail how to introduce into our life. Now I'm going to tell you why you need to do these 4 things. Your big why. You come on board with me, you have to be on the same page. You've got to be on the same ship if you want to take maximum benefit. It will be my honor that you took my findings, my research, actual research on myself, and are going to apply it to yourself for a shortcut to wellness, happiness, and longevity. These processes help with anti-aging, increased immunity to disease, clarity of mind, reduction of stress, reduction of weight, fighting addiction, and achieving your goals. The most important thing is achieving your goals. So, increase in a blood circulation, you can also increase by deliberate breathing. Increased oxygenation of blood. We're going to talk about how you can increase your oxygenation by breathing in a certain way while you're sleeping, while you're walking, and while you're actually exercising. There is a certain way to breathe, which I breathe. I would like you to share that information with you. And of course, the right nutrition. The right nutrition is what we need to have. Because when you eat, and if you eat heavy stuff, a lot of blood goes along to the stomach area to help you digest the whole thing. Why are you sending the blood to the stomach when it can go somewhere else and irrigate and nourish that part? It is wasting time and going and nourishing and trying to digest food which you would waste anyway, because you're having more nutrients than what you require. Because when you have heavy duty, 2-3 steaks, a big dinner, you don't need that much food. Everything is going waste anyway. And you're spending your blood trying to digest that just because you like the taste. But anyway, more on that later. Right nutrition is very important. It will increase your blood circulation by not sending it in the wrong direction. And of course, meditation and adequate sleep. Sleep is one of the 4 fundamental primitive foundations of life. Sleep, food, sex, and self-preservation. But let's talk about sleep and meditation and put them in the same bracket because they're actually the same thing, what they do. Let's find out. And of course, cultivating loving emotions. When you have emotions which are not joyful and not on the positive spectrum, you're just doing nobody a favor. You're just doing like a non-favor to yourself. You're only harming yourself. If you feel angry, if you got hate in your body and jealousy, only you are being affected. Nobody else knows what's in your mind. But you will realize that later. But if I realize it now, it's good, because you don't want to be in that area. You don't want to be in that space. Because with respect to time, you have to be joyful, mostly joyful, all the time joyful. If you do go below the table and you're not joyful, how soon will you come up? It's not that you will stay all the time on top, but being in the state where you're unhappy and you're full of fear, it is not an area you want to be. Keep away from that. This is where meditation and understanding life, the law of attraction, and everything to do with your passage on this earth comes. And this is exactly what our course is all about. It is about meditation, eating right, breathing right, and cultivating loving thoughts. So, with that, I hope you come to the next segment where I talk about meditation. Thank you very much.